Hello, Capricorn. This is your reading for love and relationships, May 2017. Okay. Your first card, you have an Eight of Wands reversed. I have a Queen of Cups reversed. This is a Nine of Pentacles. Interesting. Remember, Pentacles represent Earth, and Earth is your energy. So we have a Five of Pentacles. An Ace of Wands, that will be here in the middle. I have the Star. This is the Chariot in reverse. This is Seven of Cups in reverse. And then I have the Magician in reverse. Okay, I'll pull the outcome card at the end of the reading. Okay, so major arcana. You start with the Star here. Positive expectations for the future. You might need to wait a little bit, but especially seeing that this follows the Ace of Wands, that's very good energy. It's also in the center of your spread. An Ace of Wands represents those new beginnings, that energy of fire and passion, loving life again. Okay? And those are your expectations. The Star is like, yes, this is going to happen. It'll just take some time. But note also the image of water. Okay? And then you have that pelican there. So your dreams will bear fruit, so to speak. They will have life. But then we go from the Star to the Chariot, and that's reversed. We're having a slowdown here. Okay? And that might be expected. Sometimes, if this is a matter of waiting, things might stall a little bit. You're not able to move forward. The Chariot is about harnessing those two forces, finding unity and balance in a direction of where you want to go, and then going there. It's about discipline and not being afraid to take on, to go forward with your future. So also the Magician is also reversed. So we're looking at a slowdown in your... We're looking at a slowdown as far as moving forward to your dreams and your hopes, having the relationship move forward. And then the Magician is reversed to indicate that your control or influence over the situation might get a little weak, or your connection to someone might go a little wonky. Maybe you and this person had an argument. Maybe you're pushing each other away. I think the Seven of Cups gives me a lot of information about that. Okay, and I'll get to that in just a couple more minutes. So, you do have two cards with pentacles, and pentacles are earth, and Capricorns are earth signs. So you also have this Nine of Pentacles, the card of happiness and stability and prosperity. And it seems to be something closely connected to this Queen of Cups reversed, a very emotionally demanding person. Then we go from this Nine of Pentacles, happiness, living the good life. All of a sudden our resources are gone here. Maybe you did go through a difficult time with a partner financially for some of you. So some of you will be experiencing this if you're not already. This Five of Pentacles is about poverty, fear of poverty, having to go do without certain resources or money. but eventually you'll get help. It won't always be winter because that's what this is depicting. Spring is coming. Okay. And so it fits pretty nicely in this story here when the Ace of Wands shows up after this Five of Pentacles, and then it's followed by the Star. You've had to go through a pretty rough time. And so we see this transition of here in the past, this rough time coming, this emotionally demanding person. Right? And also you have that Eight of Wands in the very beginning, a slowdown, not receiving news. You're waiting for news. Maybe some of you are waiting to hear from that person, but communication is very, very slow. Things have slowed down, especially for those of you who started dating, and some of you are dealing with men who are pulling disappearing acts as well. Okay? So what I see going on here is a slowdown in communication, someone pulling away emotionally. But I also see you being still stable and grounded. They haven't sapped all your energy yet. But when I see this here in the middle, I think it's interesting. Five of Pentacles. Once again, maybe some of you are going through a dry period in the relationship. This person has emotionally distanced themselves. Then we have an Ace of Wands where maybe there's a reconnect. You get to start over and you have hope again. Things are looking up. That's how I'm interpreting this middle row. Then we get to the last row. Once again, things will stall. Maybe, and these are things I'm feeling, especially even if I say maybe. These are just impressions that are coming to me that might actually be resonating for some of you in the future. So that slowdown with the Chariot and the Magician in reverse. Remember this Seven of Cups. This is a very emotional card. There's water, and you can see that there are many choices here. Okay. It's about making emotional decisions. Your head is in the clouds. The world is your oyster. But when this is in reverse, this means that you could be making a decision for someone else. You're not looking at things realistically, and you're in danger of making a bad decision. And I think emotionally, this could apply to another person. I am picking up, especially with this Queen of Cups here, a strong attachment to the Seven of Cups. This person who's emotionally head in the clouds, they don't see relationships realistically. And Capricorn, you're probably the most realistic earth signs in the tarot. All the earth signs are just very practical, down to earth, business-like. But then you have this emotional person here, and water is the least stable element. So their emotional ups and downs and their wishy-washiness and running away, which I'm picking up here, this slowness has a lot to do with this person, with the water energy here. Okay, even if this person is not a water sign, keep in mind we're much more complicated than just one single sun sign. So water energy, whether they're a water sign or not, this can definitely speak to someone's emotional makeup, how they participate in relationships, how they trust in relationships. So I'm getting someone who wants to be with you, or who it seems like this relationship could really go forward if it weren't for this person's flakiness or their fears. Okay, I'm sure that there are a number of different situations that will explain why these cups are reversed here. Even someone who's a little bit insecure, a little jealous, even a little bit selfish. That could also apply to that Queen of Cups there. So your outcome card. I have a Four of Swords here. Now, Four of Swords, this is the card of hiding. This is the card of taking a rest, a break, backing off. And sometimes you need to have that. because this is in reverse, it means that there could be someone who keeps playing hide and seek, someone who is, it could also mean rejection, okay? But I'm definitely getting a sense that there's this isn't just going to be about a break. It's going to be about someone who is going to pull a disappearing act, or someone who's going to not be as reassuring. They might actually do something where you're thinking, what's going on with this person? Now, there are many different situations about this that could apply to many of you different Capricorns, but the key word here is running away, okay, for the wrong reasons, okay? And so remember what I said about this water energy and this person that I'm seeing here, okay? So that was your reading, Capricorn. And thanks to everyone for their support. And if you go to keen.com/aire, AIRE, you will find out that I do give readings on Keen. And some of you have requested like phone readings. So I'm going to try to clear off as much as my schedule as I can. My hours are still limited, but there's a good possibility that I will have some mornings to do the phone readings for those of you who are requesting them. So thank you so much for your support. I hope you're enjoying your spring, and I will see you on YouTube, and I hope to read for you soon. I wish you love and light. Hello, Sagittarius. This is your reading for love and relationships, the month of May 2017. Okay, so cutting the cards. The first card is the Hangman. I have a Six of Pentacles. This has been showing up quite a bit in this month's readings. I have a Ten of Wands. This is a Ten of Pentacles. I have a Four of Wands. So lots of family life and celebrations coming through here. I have the Sun. I have the Fool in reverse. I have Five of Cups. And I have the Star. Now, I will pull the outcome card as usual at the end of the reading. 5 major arcana for you, Sagittarius. Very intense cards. And also, I don't see any cups. I do see some wands here, which represent fire. Oh, yeah, you do have cups. 5 of Cups here. No swords. Lots of fire, though, especially when the Fool has a wand, too. So keep that in mind. But this major arcana, wow. Wow. Let's see. So that is 1 and 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 major arcana. So lots of changes going on in your life. And maybe those changes have a lot to do with some decisions, because I'm getting a sense of some major decisions and major events happening, especially when I get this Sun here with the Star. Lots of good things happening. You may not see it. Some of you are like, I don't know why I'm going through this. It's so chaotic. But I'm not seeing a lot of chaos here. I am seeing things going on with family. I'm seeing things going on with Some of you have these long-term relationships. This Four of Wands. Wands are your energy as well. They're about being able to celebrate, to get out from under all the things that were burdening you, which is indicated by this Ten of Wands. So, Sagittarius, definitely some struggles that you've been going through, trying to work out conflicts with family. Sometimes this card can have a lot to do with an event that you're celebrating. Sometimes it can be about children, graduations, especially engagement parties and things like that. So there are many reasons why this Four of Wands, you see these people celebrating. And sometimes in a relationship reading, when I'm looking at this row here especially, this is all about a relationship, for some of you, being able to weather a bad time. Okay, so we go from that Hangman, which is about emotional trials and tribulations and being able to work those things out and just be patient and go with the flow. Try not to fight it. The things that are happening emotionally and in the relationship are happening for good. Okay, so the Hangman is about emotional resolution for these difficult things that happen, a difficult breakup, and you're like, okay, I feel like nothing is ever going to work out. I don't see why this happened. But emotionally, it means, everything happens for a reason. You just have to get to the other side. When we get to the Sun, this is sort of like a guarantee that all the funk and misery that you were going through, the Sun is sort of like a guarantee, especially with that Four of Wands. Yes, you will, even within the middle of the month, even in another couple weeks, you're going to get past this. I see a little bit of turbulence here when we get to the Fool in reverse, because the Fool in reverse is always about being careful of danger, being able to notice the little details, pay attention to the small details, really listen to people. But sometimes it can mean being so blind that you end up walking into a catastrophe. And that could certainly happen with all the getting news and things going your way. Also, you have the Star here that follows the Fool. And this comes after a loss. So I have a feeling that some catastrophe or something that caught you by surprise, you've had to take some emotional losses. Maybe there's some aspects of the relationship that were disappointing, that hurt you, that you will need to just get over. Because then this last major arcana card, the Star, very positive, very reassuring. Especially when you have the Star and Sun in the same reading, that is really sort of like a promise from the tarot, like everything is going to be okay. All right, you should be patient, be positive, because this is happening for a reason. It's only temporary. You're going to get past it. So even now, Sagittarius, I know that some of you might be very happy. The things that are happening in the relationship look really good. And then there's some of you here with these pentacles here. There's some issues with home life and family life that seem to be stable for now. I think that for those of you that are trying to get to the next milestone, maybe there's some of you trying to be engaged or trying to be married. And so this Four of Wands is definitely the energy, because it's in the center of your spread. It definitely means that some of you are struggling, trying to move forward with your relationships, trying to find some stability here. So moving back to that first row, remember what I said about the Hangman. It's about emotionally accepting change, going through change emotionally, and being willing to go with the flow, accept transformations, accept new directions. When we have that Six of Pentacles, we get an issue of generosity, we get an issue of give and take, but usually this is about receiving gifts, and it's about being generous, okay? And maybe there have been some opportunities for you and this person, you know, to work things out. Some of you might be living with someone. So when I see this Six of Pentacles, which is about generosity and giving of your time, I'm also seeing a very difficult emotional situation. Some of you are in long-term relationships, give and take. And this is when this Ten of Wands shows up. You're feeling overburdened. You're feeling stressed out. And maybe there are issues about someone's commitment to you that have become an issue. Okay? So when we get here, you still have a Ten of Pentacles, which is a lovely card. These pentacles seem to be indicating a lot of partnerships. Some of you living together. Some of you might have families. So this card, family issues, milestones, trying to pull out of these difficult conflicts, these emotional conflicts. And there's some good things coming your way. Some of you might be making plans right now. Sometimes when I see that Four of Wands, sometimes it's about realizing or making new plans, and now you're going to celebrate, you're going to start moving forward. So in this row right here, Sagittarius, I'm seeing a lot of good transitions in your everyday life, who you're living with. Being able to make a future together. And that's definitely what the sun means when it's upright, a very positive future. So this transition, this happy transition that I'm seeing here, some hope, some good news. As we get to the future, there might be some little roadblocks here, meaning that after all of this celebration or happy shifts and coming out of the difficulties, there's still going to be some emotional pushback here, especially with this Five of Cups. This could definitely be the energy of someone who's a water energy, but sometimes there is a loss. We take an emotional loss and we have a lot of regret. We have a lot of regrets. I think there's some of you Sagittarius people who are living with someone or connected with someone and they're still emotionally confused. But the star is sort of like a guarantee that this person will pull out of it. You know, you might have great hopes, and I think your energy is really, your energy is really strong in this reading. But I'm getting a sense that there's someone emotionally that some of you are dating or seeing who still has some emotional issues or setbacks or regrets to get out of the way. Maybe they need to be healed. Maybe they need to have some trust issues resolved. So when the star comes along, it's like this is going to be long term, this issue, but it's going to be worth waiting for. Okay. So, good hopes, good expectations in relationships. For some of you who are in a little bit more difficult circumstances, I think a lot of this has to do with your shifts in your beginnings here. As far as emotionally resolving some things, especially with this Hangman and Five of Cups here. Okay, the Hangman tells me a lot that there are emotional issues that just need to be resolved in a relationship, and maybe even a little bit of space. But once again, when you have the Sun and the Star, both very positive cards, it seems like this is just healing time or time for space or just time for you to be alone and take time off. Okay? So the outcome card for you is a King of Cups. And this is an outcome card. And I think that with this Five of Cups, remember what I just said this, that I sense that there's someone that you're waiting on or that you're being patient with. Some of you are waiting for that person to emotionally get it together, and find a new emotional stability here. So when I see this King of Cups upright, this is a good sign, because once again, this is someone who has control over their emotions. They don't let their emotions rule over them. At the same time, they have no problem with trust. They have no trouble with giving emotionally. And so even if this isn't a specific person, I do feel, Sagittarius, some of this water energy is going to come and ease some of these intense conflicts and decisions that you've had to confront or will confront in the month of May. Okay? So that was your reading, Sagittarius. And as always, thanks to everyone for your kind comments. My customers, I'm so grateful when I get to read for you every month. And also, just take note, I'll be announcing some hours for phone readings on Keen. So you'll be able to find me there if you would like to get a reading by phone. My hours will still be a little bit limited, but I'll try to make a few mornings available. And you'll hear more about that. So thank you, Sagittarius. I hope you're enjoying the spring weather. And I hope to talk to you soon. And as always, I wish you love and light.